Hi guys, I have a video here for you to enjoy, part of the festive season of fun. So this is a repair video, and this is a very good example of two things. One of those being, no matter how much experience you have with the electronics repair, you're going to have off days, Friday jobs. So in this one, I make a lot of work of something fairly simple really. I find two faults on something that's supposed to have one fault. One of them is actually quite interesting, and the other one is most definitely of my making, okay? And it just goes to show you go down a certain track, and even when the answer is staring you in the face, you still miss it. You still don't see it until point two. This is also a very good example of why you should video your repair work, even if you're not publishing videos. Because when I edited this together and watched it, it was absolutely obvious of what I had done wrong and doing wrong. And it's really quite funny to watch myself being completely puzzled by something that was so obvious. Yeah. So enjoy this one, guys. Have a bit of fun, because this is meant to be fun. Yeah. And we'll meet again at the end. Let's see what you make of this one. The Saga of the Dead PC. Hi guys, welcome to Learning Electronics Repair. This is actually a repair job, so this is the lady who used to own the cafe next door. She sold it over a year ago. But she just brought this in, says it's dead. Yeah, says it's dead, doesn't power on. Can I fix it? And if I can't fix it, can I get her documents off here? And she'll buy another computer. But I reckon if I can't fix this, I can probably put together something for her as a used machine anyway. It's a good enough price, and put her hard drive on that. So let's see what it actually does. I'll put the current limiter on. Let's see if any power goes into this, which we see over there. So not only are these things useful for stopping things from blowing up, they're also very useful to see if anything actually goes in electricity wise. Yeah. So let's plug my supply in via that light bulb and switch it on. Right, then it goes off. So there's power getting into this. Okay. Let's try again. So I'll switch that out. Does it start? No, it doesn't start at all. Okay, so that's her problem. But there's power going into it, so it's not like a blown fuse or anything like that. And it's not like a short in the power supply or anything like that either. So, see how useful that light bulb was? We know something already, yeah? Intel H61M. So this is second gen, probably I something or other. Yeah, or I'm a Celeron or other, yeah. I'm sure I would have motherboard, processor, RAM, anything I really want to fix this up. She only has one strip of RAM in here. What is it? Well, it says it's a 4 gig from what I can see. That is a 4 gig. Okay. Option 1. Just connect a known good power supply to it, see if it works. Yeah. Option 2. Let's see if we get any standby coming out of our power supply and if it's sending the start signal back. So, we could do either, but I think I'll just go for option 2. Why not? In fact, while we're here, let's just check for shorts on the 12 volts, although I don't think there will be. No, there's no short there. There might be a little bit of voltage in it actually, which is why I'm not reading resistance really. No, okay. Well, there's no short there. Okay, so do we have standby volts? Purple wire. We have 5 volt standby. Green wire is high, 4 volts, and when we press the start button, should go low. Well, it doesn't. So that suggests there's probably a problem with this motherboard. Okay. Oh, there's a problem with the start switch. Yeah, of course, there's a problem possibly with the start switch. So let's check that. So the start switch, one side should be ground and one should be, well, 5 volts, 4 volts, something like that. Yeah, 4 volts. And when I press the button, that should go to 0. Okay. And it does. So the switch is working, but it's not starting. What's the CMOS battery like? Reads good. Thought I could smell something. I'm not sure if I can. Let me get the thermal camera anyway. Okay, power it up. What's this here? Oh, that's the battery, and the battery's shiny, so it'll look hot anyway. Don't say anything obvious. Well, I've decided to connect my known good power supply anyway, but from what I can see with this, I mean, I have standby, and when I press the start button, I don't get a signal to start the power supply. It stays high. And we know the button is working, so that's not a problem. So I don't see how this can make any difference, but to prove to you guys, maybe you're more doubtful, or maybe to make myself look a bit stupid if it does work now. But I really don't think so, but it works. What? That's strange, because it wasn't sending the sort signal. Interesting. Do we get a picture? Yeah, it's saying please insert boot device. Look there, please insert boot device. Well, that's, oh, okay. So I can see that this doesn't look like it's quite plugged in properly. Oh, it is. This connected properly? Yeah, that's connected okay. So why isn't it seeing the hard drive? Let's go again. Definitely not seeing the boot device. Let me get a keyboard and go into the BIOS. Okay. Well, it's saying it's not seeing the hard drive at all. SATA port 1 not present. i3 3240 CPU. We can see what this thing is. Now this is interesting because she didn't say she had 2 problems, just that it was dead, which it was. So what's the problem with this? We have a cable. In fact, it didn't see the CD-ROM either, for that matter. It didn't seem to see either of them. Okay. Just reset those again. Let's try again. Well, it's set to IDE mode, but it's not seeing anything. I can connect another SATA drive. Let's see if it will see that. Okay, so we can restore the defaults. We can save and reboot. Not seeing a boot device at least. Go back into the BIOS. Doesn't see the SATA drive. Right. I've connected another one. I know this is good. This was off the last car booty video if you saw it, okay. So, once again, power on, start. Does it see this one? No. Well, this is interesting because we seem to have more than one fault, and that's not usually the case unless something failed caused other failure. Let's just double check this. I'm going to disconnect my known good power supply. I've reconnected the original one. I have the hard drive just disconnected at the moment. Right. Does it start now? Definitely not. Okay. So it appears we have some problem with this power supply. That's the first thing. Let's disconnect this as well. That's off. Go again. No, doesn't start. Right. And then the motherboard doesn't see the hard drive, even with a known good one. That's the other problem. Okay. Let's take this hard drive out and let's try it on one of my known good motherboards. Okay, so this is the hard drive out of that computer. This is the SATA cable out of that computer. I'm on my known good power supply. Let's see what it does. So, start. See if we can get into the BIOS. I hear the hard drive spin up, and I didn't hear it spin up before, interestingly. So, it's seen it there, ST5 whatever, that's the hard drive, okay? That thing, so it knows it's there. So the hard drive's okay. This is interesting. I won't try to boot it, but let's see. I'll take the motherboard out of the case and let's have a look at that. Okay. So we'll just attach that one. 12 volts ATX. Right. Oh, button. What does it do? Starts. I hear the hard drive spinning now. Let's go to the screen up there. Yeah, we're booting. Now it's booting off the hard drive. All I've done is take the motherboard out. Go figure that, guys. Well, go figure that out. Yeah, we're in Windows all right. So nothing wrong with her hard drive. So, in fairness, I unplugged this. I mean, you don't suppose this, which wasn't actually connected to anything, caused the problem, do you? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's plug that into the optical drive. Okay. Let's also power that up as well. Okay. Switch on. Start. I can hear the drive. Yeah. So all we really have left now is her power supply. So let's connect that up to it. Let's power it on again. So power on. Start. And it doesn't start. So there's definitely a problem with her power supply. So I have another one here. This is not new. So I had a customer who had a faulty one of these physically small power supplies. I bought a new one. And then I decided I'd repair the old one and make a video with it, which is what this is. So this is the actual one which I repaired. Does it work? Yes, it starts. And we have a picture. Yeah. Okay, so that saved the day. We definitely have a faulty power supply. I just don't understand why it didn't work with my known good supply when this was in the case. So let's put it back together and see what happens. Well, it's back together with the new power supply, but I still don't understand why it wouldn't see the hard drive. Yeah. So let's try it. Okay, power on, start. So it starts. Does it see the hard drive? Yes. Explain that one. Richard's magic fingers? Again? Who knows, but it's working. And as for this, well, the only reason I could repair this computer is because I repaired the power supply last time it was faulty. I actually thought at the time, I'll repair this because I haven't got any good ones and it may come in handy, and it did. So, what do you think, guys? I think we should repair this one as well, don't you? Of course, that's another video. Hopefully most of you figured that out long before I did. Yeah, because what I was doing wrong there, quite clearly, I was testing the motherboard with my known good power supply, but I hadn't connected the power to the hard drives from that power supply. We were still connected to the other one. That's why it didn't work. And at some various point when I got the thing all stripped down, without even realising, I connected them to the right power supply, and hey presto, it works. Yeah. So there you go, guys. I told you it was a bit of festive fun. And this stuff happens. I'm going to tell you, this stuff happens. Yeah. And that leads me to a third really interesting fact. It doesn't only happen to me. And yet you'd be surprised how many YouTubers never fall into this sort of pitfall. Never have this sort of problem. Yeah. Makes me wonder if they've been quite honest and open about what happens. But guys, when you do repair work, this stuff happens. And all you can do is learn from it, but I tell you what, it'll still happen again. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that. Let's hear from you all down in the comments below, including the ones who were probably shouting out during the video itself. And let's chat about it, yeah? So, continue with the festive fun. I have more videos before New Year. I hope you enjoyed this one. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon on Learn Electronics Repair. Ciao for now, guys.